Hi everybody, welcome to High Voltage. This is Lasha Royenko. If you have never been to this channel before, welcome. And if you have been with me from the beginning, just to go through this very quickly, I am reading The Psychology of Secrets, written by Andrew Gold, My Adventures with Murderers, Cults, and Influencers. And the reason I'm reading it this way tonight is because I tried to do my hair purple and it just doesn't look right. So, also, when you go to your local library, you can donate $1 to $2 and it goes right into the community. And women make these little, you know, dividers for books, so you don't have to bend the pages. So if you are with me, we are on page 15. Okay? And I want to do Andrew Gold proud. So next time I decide to go on with purple hair, I'll make sure that it's done properly. So he leaves off with, listening to her story when we met, I'm reminded of Cinderella. The extreme parts of the Monsey community sound, to me, like a cold and hostile world that uses secrecy and misogyny to control its people. I was raised Jewish and still feel culturally in touch, particularly around the humor and anxiety popularized by Woody Allen, Mel Brooks, and Larry David. I attended synagogue a couple of times a year on high holy days, learned to read Hebrew, and had a bar mitzvah at 13 years old. It's strange to look back on how nervous I felt, having to stand up in front of a room full of strangers and familiars and sing from an ancient script. That's actually quite fascinating because, like I said at the beginning of this playlist that I started, Andrew Gold speaks 5 languages. So Hebrew is one of them. And I do recall when he was on the edge, and I can't remember if it was before the situation in Gaza, but he was afraid to express the fact that he was Jewish. And I honest to goodness, couldn't understand. Some of the feedback that I get from these readings is that I interrupt, and it's the fluidity. So I'm a little nervous right now, but I promise as I get more into it, I'll calm down. And thank you for taking a chance on me, because this book was really important and it wouldn't have happened if not for an extremely loyal subscriber who, you know, I don't know where this person lives, and I call him AI, and he wants no accolades. So at any rate, okay, those rare into religion aside, I grew up secular. The world Julian inhabited makes up a tiny portion of Jews and is as far removed from secular Jews as Jehovah's Witnesses are from non-religious Christians. May I say, as I'm reading, one of the things I wanted to do when I started this channel was to read books. And I wanted to do this because of the trauma I went through of why I started the channel. And so, you know, when I listen to other book reviewers say, I'm reading this book right along with you, and you know, this person expresses that it's not been read first. That's not true, because I'm doing this impromptu and I don't edit. So maybe I should start to, but I'm just being truthful here. There are words here, you know, Judaism and atheism, and, you know, he's a very, very intelligent man, far beyond my pay grade, but he's a role model to me. And so that's why this book is important to me. This reading, I'm putting it up, and it just, thank you for hanging with me, and the nerves will go away at any rate. So he's talking about his whole upbringing and how he attended the bar mitzvah, and he attended, you know, the high holy days, as he calls them, and he learned to read Hebrew. He had a bar mitzvah when he was 13 years old, and it's strange to look back. And he's 36 years old, so I would imagine it would be at 36, you really are at that age where you're really analyzing yourself and moving forward in your career and making money and so forth. And what an entrepreneurial spirit he has. That was Sophie. She's sleeping. Okay, so those rare escapades into religious aside, I grew up secular. The world Julian inhabited makes up a tiny portion of Jews, and as far removed from secular Jews as Jehovah's Witnesses are from non-religious Christians. Okay, talking about the difference of religion here. So as an atheist, which he is, with no access to ultra-Orthodox community, I have had to rely on the accounts of Julia, which is his wife, and other Haredi defectors I've interviewed. Many ultra-Orthodox Jews, particularly those floating strict Haredi codes to use the internet and comment beneath my videos. Okay, so refute her accounts and paint an altogether more flattering picture of their world, one of laughter, culture, and community, in which children gather excitedly around storytellers as part of an oral tradition lost to many of us in the West. Women in these communities assure me in the comment section that they are happy. I know what he's talking about. Okay, you know what? Okay, when I bring this up with Julia, his wife, she points out that many women were against obtaining the vote during Okay, this is very ignorant of me. However, SUFFRAGETTE movement is not about individual happiness. she tells me. It's about fairness, equality, and opportunity. And yet, as a child and young adult, Julia was one of the women who grew to embrace and love her role in the Hurendi community. She found herself competing for righteousness and modesty, which they call, TZNIUS. The community rewards displays of TZ, I'll call it, which praise. So she paradoxically competed to be the most modest girl at her school. Okay, so the competitive humanity features in many fundamentalists communities is a big part of ensuring that the secrecy reigns. Ex-Jehovah's Witnesses Harrison Cawthor told me about how Jehovah's Witnesses compare for modesty. I'm going to stop there because I actually understand and know exactly what he's talking about. You know what? Okay, when we get back to the book tomorrow, because it's almost 4 in the morning where I am, and I'm having trouble sleeping. And when I have trouble sleeping, I make little short videos and edit. And so I'm putting this $2 handmade divider for books, and it goes into the community for, I believe it was for cancer. And so this is why I'm starting my charity, and this is why I'm reading Andrew Gould's book. Okay, has anybody seen the movie Obedience with Rachel Adams and Rachel Weisz? Okay, and he's talking about the culture in Manhattan. And it was either this video or the video before, and women have to wear certain wigs for their hair, certain baths at certain times, to really understand what he's talking about. And he's talking about fundamentalists and people who get fanatical about religion. And Andrew Gould is an atheist, yet he is interested in his roots and cults. And I understand what he's getting into now because of different research I've done on my own. This is a highly, for me, this is way above my pay grade, but absolutely enjoying it. And Ask Not is excellent, because I've heard the stories all before, and it's very well written. Whereas Andrew Gould is, he's just, the way he writes, it's beautiful. And so I think from now on, I'm going to read the chapter aloud and practice first, and then come and do the tape. And that will be the improvement. Thank you for hanging with me. And if you get the chance, watch the movie Obedience. And what I just read, I can absolutely visualize in my head. So I hope you can too. And drop any comments in the comment section, or don't. Okay, thanks. Bye. That's a wrap.